Ruben, thank you for your time on Stan Sports. I mean, sitting in that room, sitting at that training ground with that badge, do you sometimes think in an international break when the players aren't there that, wow, I'm here. The journey to this point has been a good one, but I still enjoy it as much as ever.
Yeah, I had many times that feeling, especially at Old Trafford, because in manager dressing room you have all the picture of the former managers of the club, and you can sense the history of this club. There was like 23 people to have this job, so it's a big responsibility. And I use these breaks, like you said, to see our teams, to know our kids with the footage of their games, to see other managers what they are doing. So was a good break to understand everything. Fortunate to have this job.
I don't know if you have LinkedIn, but when you have that, you have a 1-year work anniversary. Yours popped up occasionally. I don't know if there was any balloons on your desk or anything like that to reflect on 1 year, but how would you reflect on that situation?
Well, it was a journey. The most important thing is that I learn a lot, and sometimes you think when we are too young and you came with just winning, and you face a different results, different way of people seeing your job, what you are doing. Sometimes it's hard, but you learn a lot with these things. I think I'm a better manager now. I'm ready for the future. I'm ready for the present. Was a really tough journey, but now I can see that was necessary. And I think we are in the better place because of that.
Why do you think in recent weeks, as we sit here, that things have turned? Maybe earlier in the season, people screaming at you about your formation, about your philosophy, about this, about that, about the clothes you're wearing, everything. But now it feels like the heat has gone out of it. Does that feel like the same to you?
No, it's the same, different results. Of course, we are playing better, but we are playing better because we have more confidence, and that starts with the good results. For example, against Liverpool, and if you look at the game, we had some luck, and that changed the momentum for us. I think we did a very good preseason. We started the season really well against Arsenal, and then we had our ups and downs until this point, and that I was expecting. So it's nothing new. It's not a surprise for me that we are improving. We are getting better, but I can share my feeling when we finished the game against Tottenham. I was coming here, returning to Carrington. I was watching the game, and my feeling was a frustration that we are far from perfection. We are far from being that team that can win every game. So I think we have a lot to do, but I also have the feeling that what I have been saying for many months is that the formation is not the problem, because the formation is the start of something, and then is the dynamic, the confidence, the way we play the game, how competitive we are. And if you look, the games that we struggled this season was not about the formation for me. It was about of lack of intensity, and we need to be really perfect in this league to win a lot of games.
It's ridiculous how much goes into football management, but one thing that you always appreciate is the backing of those who gave you the job, essentially, and you've received that. Does that, I don't know, help you spring into work each morning when you've got that? You know you've got that in your back pocket, or what's that feeling, sensation like?
It's always really important, but it's more important for the fans to understand that we have a clear path and we are going to do everything, and we are going, no matter what, we are going to continue that path. Because for me, I have to be really honest, it doesn't change much, because I'm not worried if I'm going to lose my job. I always had that feeling, so it's a good thing to hear, but will not change nothing in the way I behave, the options that I will have. I know clearly what path I have to go. But if you remember when Jim gave that interview, that settled down a lot around the club. The noise around the club changed completely. So that was really important for that team. And if it's really important for the team, it's really important for me. So that words had a huge impact, not the way I do things, but the way people see what we are doing. So it was massive for us.
Manchester United have got an amazing history with its academy, its relationship and its pathway into the first team. At the moment, we've got special interest in this because we've got a young Australian, for instance, James Overy, who's trained with you a couple of times. But how do you see your role in continuing that pathway is always open at Manchester United, and what indeed are you looking for specifically with the young players to keep that tradition?
Yeah, the first thing was when I arrived last year, it was really tough, and because we had so many games, in no time to prepare everything, to look around, to understand the academy, to know really the kids that are here, what is the plan for them, to talk with all the coaches, to try to arrange the perfect space to play under 18, under 21, who is going to play where. So we are doing that now. I'm enjoying that part. I really enjoy that part. I think it's going to be like any club in the world, but especially here in England with the fair play, with the players that you can put in the first team to fill the badge, but also the players that maybe are not good enough to play for Manchester United, but can give us some money when you sell them to try to compensate the fair play, the financial fair play, to buy different players. So I think the future of our club is going to be the academy, because, like you said, if you look at the past, the biggest years with the more success was with academy players, and now in the current moment we have also that part of, if you sell a player of our academy, all the money you can use it to buy another one. So I think we need to be really focused on that. I think it's something that we need to pay a lot of attention. As you know, our sport director, his background is a lot around the academies, the young kids. So we are doing everything to put these kids for the first team, for us to be competitive in any way in Premier League.
And what are you looking for as a coach out of those kids to join you and push? You can't just walk off the street and play for Manchester United, so you have to be pretty special.
The first thing is that it's an honor to play for Manchester United. Sometimes some kids take that from granted, and that is the first thing. Then you have to look that to play in Premier League nowadays, the physicality is something that you cannot run for. You need to pay attention to that. Then you need to help the kids to cope with the media attention. That is something that we need to work on, that, and to be really careful when one kid makes one game, not to make a big deal of that. And we had some issues in the past that we did that. And we get that wrong. And then the most important thing is the talent and working hard. So that is the things that we are looking in our players, in our academy.
Ruben, really appreciate your time. Thank you very much, and good luck in the near future.
Thank you very much. Sorry about that time, 2 o'clock there. So I'm really sorry. See you.
As I said, mate, this is prime time for us at night watching football, so we love it. Thank you.
Appreciate it.